audible.
And thank you all for your support. I hope under this leadership of Toastmaster DTM Sridhar, our club will achieve more and more heights. It was really a proud moment to join this club with all professional pupils. So we are expecting more and more from the new innovative ideas and more support to area. Thank you. Over to you, DTM Sridhar.
Thank you, Area Director Nandu Kotarat, for addressing us. Sorry. Today's word master is Mohammad Nauman. Mohammad Nauman, could you please give your word, please? Introduce the word.
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Can I share my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, our today word is fortitude. Or we can spell it with F-O-R-T-I-T-U-D-E. Its meaning is strength of mind that enable a person to encounter danger or bears pain or adversity with courage. If we look at the synonyms of this fortitude word, so it's maybe backbone, constancy, fiber, and pluck. Now, if we discuss about the antonyms, it's spineless. Now, next, if we just check about the origin of this word, the word fortitude comes from the Latin word fortis, which means strong. And in English, it has always been used primarily to describe the strength of mind. For a period of time, the word was also used for the physical strength. The first use of fortitude was appear around in 12th century. Now, if we look at the uses of this word, so I can just took two lines from different. First is it's not the life that count, but the fortitude you bring into it. It's from John Galsworthy. He's a famous novelist and playwright. He won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1932. Now, the second usage is the fortitude is the capacity to say no when the world wants to hear yes. It's from the book The Revolution of Hope by Heinrich Fromm. So I just request all the leaders and all the prepared speakers to use this word as much as possible in their speech. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Mohammad Nauman. Today's meeting would be conducted by an all-rounder who is not only a great speaker, a great leader. He has been the backbone of Taj Toastmasters Club, was the past Vice President of Education, and he's currently the President of Taj Toastmasters Club. He is a dental surgeon and a dental specialist from King South University. And he is a past division contest winner and a SETAC finalist. Please help us welcome our mentor, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam, to do the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, President, distinguished Toastmaster S.R. Sridhar, for that generous introduction. Fellow Toastmasters and all my dear friends, a pleasant morning to you all. I wouldn't call it a warm morning because it's already hot. So the weather is picking up and we are here in spite of all adversities, and we are displaying the right fortitude to develop ourselves in the track to posterity. What a theme we have today. I still remember the favorite two lines from a school poem that I studied. Little drops of water, a little grains of sand, make the mighty ocean and the pleasant land. So, how true that nothing ever happens in just one single snap. It all takes a lifetime of effort, hard work, perseverance, and then only we'll be able to prevail. Every walk of life that we take up, be it professional, be it academics, be it a hobby or a passion, something like Toastmasters, you just have to take small steps one at a time and then keep moving ahead. And only then we see the final success. And for that matter, remember, let us all remember the fact that success can never be a destination. Success is the journey, but to see the larger picture, it always happens one step at a time. So it is, for many of you who may be sitting here, you may be wondering, okay, fine, we've joined Toastmasters. We do not know when we see senior Toastmasters performing or taking up roles, you are a little bit off track. Okay, do I know about this? I see concerns raising about this one. But let that not be the issue, because the most important thing is that you have already embarked on the journey. And that journey that you're taking, those steps that you are adding up to it every time you embark on as a Toastmaster, proves to the others that you have the fortitude to succeed at some point in time as a great communicator, as a great leader, and or if you have been looking for greater public speaking skills, whatever may it be, that all falls in place. In this regard, I would like to bring up a favorite concept that I read recently. Most of us are worried. I don't know about the others, at least I am too much worried that I tend to procrastinate a lot. So there was something called as a first things first philosophy. I was reading about it in a news article on a journal on emotional intelligence. So what they suggest is, like, when you want to make those small steps to be successful at the end of the day, the small steps that all cumulatively add up to the huge mountain called success or achievement or accomplishment, you need to focus on the first things first. So don't ever worry that you are procrastinating. If you think you are procrastinating, probably try to write down a list and then knock out the one that you think should be done first. And never ever put yourself in a blame game, because you may be procrastinating because you are focusing on something else which you are liking about. As long as it is not detrimental to the others and to you also personally, never put yourself in a blame game and try to incorporate this first things first policy. As and when we go through the meeting, I'll be discussing much more on how we could actually try to build up our own Rome in not just one day, but in multiple small steps. For all of you present here, we have a typical Toastmasters meeting here today, which has 3 sessions. The first session is the prepared speech session and the education session. The second one would be the table topics or impromptu speaking session, and the final session would be on evaluation. Before I move on, there are some small subtle changes to the agenda. We have a small change in the lineup of the meeting role players. The R counter would be done by Toastmaster Hidayatullah Beg. Our word master is Toastmaster Rahman, that is Toastmaster Nauman. There is no change on that. The grammarian role would be done by Toastmaster Anand Pillai. Timer would be Toastmaster Muhammad Nauman. I'll be taking up the role of word counter. The big 3 roles remain the same. And our first speaker has not been able to join. So we'll be having only 2 prepared speeches. The first speech will be of Toastmaster Sanat Agarwal, and the second speech will be of Toastmaster Mudassir Farooq. Toastmaster Sanat Agarwal's speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Anand Pillai, and Toastmaster Mudassir's speech would be evaluated by Toastmaster Sunny Kurvilla. So with that, let's just move on to the main meeting. So my role is also to introduce our meeting leaders who are the pillars of today's meeting. So let me now call upon our meeting leaders to describe their roles. For the first meeting leader, we already had our word master who described us the word of the day. Would you like to add anything, Toastmaster Muhammad Nouman?
No.
Thank you very much. So we also have our R counter, Toastmaster Hidayatullah Beg. Toastmaster Beg, could you please describe your role?
Sorry, I'm looking for the text.
I believe I had sent it to you the last time, sir.
Yeah, okay.
So in the meantime, can I ask our grammarian to please, Toastmaster Anand Pillai, could you please describe your role? And after that, I'll call for Toastmaster Hidayatullah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar. As a grammarian, my responsibility is to pay close attention to all the speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I will be making notes of any outstanding usage of words, any phrases, any quotes, such as, and the grammarian's report will be presented during the meeting when called upon. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Sundar.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Anand Pillai. Now let us hear from our timer. Toastmaster Mohammed Noman, could you please describe your role as the timer?
Yes.
Toastmaster Mohammed Noman.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My role as a timer is to keep record for all the prepared speeches, table topic speeches, and the evaluation speeches. For this purpose, I will use 3 different colors: yellow, red, and green.
Point of order, we are not able to hear you. Could you please speak a bit loud?
No, just a minute. Okay, sorry. No, it's okay. Am I audible? Yeah.
Yes, you're audible.
Sorry, I will start from the beginning. Okay. My role as a timer is to keep time for all the prepared speeches, table topic speeches, and evaluation speeches. For this purpose, I will use 3 different colors: yellow, red, and green. The green color will indicate that the speaker hit the qualifying time. The yellow color means the speaker hit the target time. It's a halfway between the minimum time and the maximum time. And the red color when the allotted time is finished. After the red color appear on the screen, each speaker have 30 seconds to wrap up his speech. For prepared speeches, like we have one icebreaker from our Toastmaster Sanat Agarwal, the ideal length is 4 to 6 minutes, where the green color will be shown at 4, yellow at 5, and red at 6. For prepared speeches, like we have one from the Toastmaster Mudassar Farooq, the ideal length is 5 to 7 minutes, where the green will be shown at 5, yellow at 6, and red at 7. For table topic, the screen will be green at 1 minute, yellow at 1.5 minutes, and red at 2 minutes. For evaluation speeches, the green color will appear at 2, yellow at 2.5 minutes, and red at 1 minute. For table topic evaluations, the evaluator have 30 seconds for one speech. For example, if we have 5 speeches, so he have 2.5 minutes for the green, 3 for yellow, and 3 minutes 30 seconds for red. And after he have 30 seconds to wrap up the speech. I will present my report when called upon by the Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mohammed Noman, for that lucid explanation. Now, let us hear from our accounter, Toastmaster Hidayatullah Beg. Sir, can you please explain your role as the accounter?
Yeah. Greetings, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds that are used as crutch or face filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen to the overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will listen for filler words, including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or space, such as I, or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Back to you.
Sorry, I'm muted. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Hidayatullah Beg, for explaining to us the role of the R counter. And so for the final role player, the vote counter, I will be taking it up as the vote counter. And I shall help you decide the best speaker, the best table topic speaker, the best evaluator, meeting leader, and the best of big 3. So we'll be doing the voting using Google Forms links, which will be shared in the Zoom chat. And you can vote for the best role player whom you feel did their role to the best of their abilities. Before we move on to the education session proper, we have a guest with us here today, Mr. Anwar Zaman. Mr. Anwar Zaman, if you are available, could you please unmute and introduce yourself?
This is Anwar Zaman. I was invited by Mr. Sri to join and see how Toastmaster works. So I am happy to see you all. That's it. I was working with Sri since long time, so we are long time colleagues. So he is actually inviting me to see and join some Toastmaster Club. So I'm just here just to see how it's going through.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Anwar Zaman. I believe you would enjoy this session today as much as we do. Thank you. And
Sure.
now
Thank you.
we'll now move on to the regular meeting. So to start today's education session, we have been following a series of educational talks because we are a new club, and in order to benefit all our members to know more about how the Toastmastering meetings and the Toastmaster roles function, we have been doing a series of educational sessions. So to conduct today's target education session, we have an eminent leader, a great speaker, and a distinguished Toastmaster. He is in fact one of the pioneers of Toastmastering here in the District 79, which is the district where we all belong to. So as you all know, the entire Toastmastering community is split up into clubs, and a couple of clubs form an area, and few areas form a division, and then many divisions form a district, and a lot of districts together form the Toastmasters International. So District 79 is the district where we are in. It is in Saudi Arabia. So it was a child born out of the entire Gulf district. So in the inception of District 79, this person, this gentleman displayed his fortitude, and he was instrumental in getting things done. He has been a charter member and past president of Taj Toastmasters Club. He has been a past area governor of Area 4 and past Division A governor. He has mentored innumerable Toastmasters. And professionally, he is a CMA from the Certified Management Accountant from California Board of Accountancy, and works as a project manager for Oracle ERP Fusion implementation and Samsa Express. So let us now put our hands together to welcome distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar to give us a target education session about speech evaluations. DTM Sridhar, the stage is yours.
Thank you.
1 minute. For the benefit of the timer, the session would be 10 minutes, right, sir?
Yeah, 8, 9, 10.
8, 9, 10. Timer, please note, it will be 8 green, 9 yellow, 10 red.
Yes.
Over to you, DTM Sridhar.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Sundar, for your generous introduction. Hello, Toastmasters. Now, I'll make it a little bit more interesting and interactive. Why do we evaluate? What separates the evaluation in Toastmasters meeting to other meetings? Why should we evaluate? Could any of you all answer? Unmute yourself and answer.
I believe the reason for evaluation is to help the people improve. Because if there is no feedback or no evaluation, I will never be able to see my mistakes, or I will never be able to reflect on where my problems are.
Yeah, exact. Anybody else? Yeah, having heard, so now what Mudassir said was right. That is, we want to have an instant feedback and we need to improve. But there's a catch in that. Suppose I tell people, you have to improve. Many people don't like advices. Many people, they get put off. So the Toastmasters program is in such a way designed that the person who's being evaluated his morale has to be always high. So we need to use such words, such inspiring words, so that the speaker comes back to the lectern, incorporating the recommendations, and is inspired to speak more. So we need to evaluate the person in such a way that he's always inspired, his morale is not down, and his roots are not shaken. This is what is an evaluation in Toastmasters meeting. But there's a different class of evaluation. For example, I'm evaluating an icebreaker. Icebreaker, so we need to be very sensitive because he's a new speaker. We need to sell the good points more, and then the areas we should not give too much of evaluation on recommendations because he's just a new novice. So we need to really track him, like we have to treat him like a baby, and then little by little. Then there's an evaluation for contests, for area contests. So that's a little bit costly. And when we are when you're seasoned Toastmaster evaluating for the district championships, so that will be more tough. So because that person is the Toastmaster is a seasoned guy, and for world championships, it is literally they tear down the speaker because he wants to win the world championships. Like Darren LaCroix, when he was mentored or coached by Mark Brown, the 1995 champion, he has to travel 22 miles every day. And Mark Brown, the moment he saw his speech, he said, throw that speech away. You have to do that different, but that I cannot do with the novice. So these are different class of evaluations. In Toastmasters evaluation, let us see. So first, what we do is that we need to analyze the speaker. What did he say? And then, what are the analysis? Analysis is that how did he open the meeting? What is the relevance of his title? Whether the title matched the speech? How was his opening? How he went to the body, the conclusion, and how he has structured the speech. All these things in a positive manner. And how was his delivery? Was it having a vocal variety? Whether his gestures were congruent, he had an eye contact, he had relevant pauses, the speaking rate, and these are all things we need to cover. And then on the basis of that, we need to give our recommendations. Recommendations have to be really positive. So what words we need to use while recommending? Recommending, we should not say, you should not have done that, you should have done this. The words should be, would be, should not be used because it can put off the speaker. So here the evaluation is done when the glass is half full, not half empty. So what we have to say, the speaker can work on his vocal variety or can give a recommendation. For example, his body movement. You can say, have pronounced body movement, so you can show it how to move the body. Like from first stanza, you stand at the front, then the next stanza, when you can go to this side, and then the third stanza, you can go to the left side. In a very sensitive manner. This in the area, in the contest, this is very important. We have 15 points. How the way you are giving the recommendations. So now, there may be too many recommendations, but we need to give the finer points. For example, that you may have 5 or 6 recommendations, but then we need to give the standing out 2 recommendations, because all recommendations will not be remembered by the speaker, and he'll be overwhelmed. If you go on telling too many recommendations, he'll be overwhelmed and can be a little bit, he will little bit get numbed. So that's why we have to give the recommendation in such a manner that 2 top recommendations for the next step. So that would be a way to give the evaluation. So I was talking in point of contests, like 40% is for analysis, 15% is for the recommendation, that 15 is for the way you have to do it, and the final is for the summation. Summation is very important. Why? At the end of the time, you have to summarize. So in Toastmasters meeting, when we are evaluating a speaker, we have to see whether the speaker has followed that criteria. We have an evaluation sheet, and we have to see according to that criteria, we have to evaluate and evaluate, looking at it. So because there are a lot of points there, if you can see the evaluation sheet, and then you can say, what do you want to challenge the speaker with? Next time, what he has to do. So all in all, so we need to be very, very brief and see, as we say, the critics are brushers of nobleman's clothes, but crushers of layman's clothes. So hence, we need to be very sensitive in evaluating that, and in evaluating in club or any other place, we may not be able, within 3 minutes, we may not be able to incorporate everything. So the main recommendation is say, and you can give him in writing all those things and meet him in person, meet him or her in person later on after the meeting and tell him this is some of the things which you have not mentioned while evaluating. You have any? This is what the general evaluation structure is all about. Why in Toastmaster? Because it's different, because you get instant feedback. This is, and as we say, our feedback is a breakfast of champions. So the way you give an feedback, it should come out in a way that you're really sincerely wanting the speaker to grow as a speaker. That's very important. It's not just passing through the motions when you're evaluating. Do you have any questions, please? Any questions? I can answer.
Yes, Toastmaster Saidar, I just want to ask one question. Is
Yeah.
there any course or any sort of mentoring program available in order to become an evaluator in Toastmasters? Or is it just that by doing it, you're learning it? And
good question. There is a point in the how to evaluate. There's a thing in Toastmasters International itself. Dr. Sundar can give it to you, but it's learned by doing. Put it this way: it's learned by doing only. You can be mentored. Okay, these are all we have to follow this structure which I mentioned. That is, you have to say what the speaker has done, what areas you feel, it's your personal opinion, that the speaker need to work upon or improve upon. That's what you have to say. And then those recommendations, finally, you summarize it into small recommendations. Okay? Did that answer my question? Your question? Mudassir, anybody else has any question?
DTM Sridhar, with your permission, I would like to add one more point.
Yeah.
So for the benefit of all members, normally what we do is like, as DTM Sridhar said, we have 3 main sections in the speech evaluation. You can remember it as A, R, and S. A is for analysis, R is recommendation, and S is summation. So in the analysis, you analyze the speech and give 2 to 3 positive points. In the recommendation, you give 2 to 3 recommendation points. And in the summation, you just summarize whatever you did before. So this is just a basic template that you can use it. And there is one more thing you can add upon to that, which is called the technique. So this you do it as you progress as an evaluator. Thank you very much, DTM Sridhar. Back to you.
Yeah. Mudassir, did it answer your question?
yes, thank you.
Yeah. So what evaluation does, while practicing honing the skills of evaluation, we become more sensitive to all in all our environment, whether it's employers, whether it's colleagues. So we don't try to criticize immediately. So this helps you in maintaining very good interpersonal skills with whether the family members, workplace, friends. I have benefited a lot in this outside Toastmasters. So practice evaluation in the Toastmasters Club, and you'll be a better communicator, better expert in interpersonal skills. So back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, DTM Sridhar, for that great educational session on evaluations. As you said, speech evaluations are not only going to help us perform in the Toastmasters meeting, but also it is going to help us professionally and personally when we try to incorporate these aspects as and when as we go ahead. It was indeed a great session. Let's give a big round of applause for DTM Sridhar for his superb session. So now we move on to the prepared speech session. Before that, I just want to add on one more point with what DTM Sridhar said, because it all is all going to be through, as I mentioned to you, it's never built in one go. You just need to add a few more things. So when you are doing your L1 P2 project in your pathways, the level 1 second project, it has a one part about evaluation. So if you go into the Pathways Basecamp and read up those resources, it gives you a clear style on how evaluations need to be done. So that's for the benefit of the new members. So we have two prepared speakers who have shown the fortitude to prepare and deliver their speech in front of a large gathering. So this is the speciality or the main session in any Toastmaster session where members prepare projects based on criteria that have been laid down earlier, and then they deliver their speeches. So the first speech is an icebreaker speech, which will be evaluated by Toastmaster Anand Pillai. Toastmaster Anand Pillai, could you please mention to us the speech evaluation criteria?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. My speaker is Toastmaster Sanat Agarwal. The purpose of this project is for the speaker to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of public speaking. I wish all the very best to my speaker for showing the fortitude and taking up this challenge and coming forward for his first speech. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Anand. Our first speaker today is going to introduce himself to the club. So that's what we call it as the icebreaker. So I am not going to introduce him. So to deliver his first speech, let me call upon Toastmaster Sanat Agarwal. Toastmaster Sanat Agarwal, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sundar Ramlingam. Where there is a will, there is a way, they say. Strength lies not from winning. Strength comes from your struggles. The struggles develop your strength. When you go through hardships and decide not to surrender, that is strength. So said Mahatma Gandhi. And how true it is. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters. My name is Sanat Agrawal, and I am today standing in front of you to deliver my icebreaker speech. Against all my fear of public speaking, I am standing here, gathered all my courage to stand here and attempt an icebreaker speech. It was 1991. I was in grade 11th at that time, and our school was organizing a debate, and all my fellow classmates, they pushed me into kind of participating. They saying, you have to participate, you are the best, one of the best amongst us. And I took up that challenge and I participated in that debate. When the debate was actually happening and when I rose to put up my point in the debate, I froze. This was a known audience, my classmates, my teachers. I had been interacting with them forever and ever. I had been kind of putting my, I'm a very vocal student. So whenever I'm in a class, I ask questions, I respond to answers. So it is not that I had not spoken in front of them. But that particular day, I froze. This is the first time I realized what is stage fear. And I realized that I need to overcome this. I need to overcome this. From that day onwards, my attempts to overcome my fear of public speaking began and continues till date. So, what is this fear about? What is this fear? This fear can be there when I'm kind of speaking in front of people, or it can be there when I'm speaking in front of unknown people, right? And this is the reason why I decided to join Toastmasters. The concept of Toastmasters Club was introduced to me sometime in around early 2000s when I was doing my MBA, where somebody says, okay, if you want to become a better speaker, you should join a Toastmasters Club. Finally, in 2021, 21 years after it was first kind of introduced to me, I have actually become a member of a Toastmasters Club, and I'm happy about that. To tell you something about myself, I am an engineer by basic graduation degrees into engineering. I went on to do my MBA. After that, I did a small course of certified treasury managers from an institute in the US called Certified Treasury Management. And then I have also enrolled into CFA and I cleared CFA level 1 and the journey continues. I started my job after my MBA in early 2000. I did a small job after my engineering for 6 months, but the real career started after my MBA, where I took on my roles in the corporates. Did 3 years consulting job in a boutique consulting firm in my hometown before I joined Deloitte. I was on a lazy Saturday morning. I was sitting in my home. I had just woken up with just having my breakfast, tea, and then I received a call. And the gentleman at the other end said, "Good morning. Are you Sanat Agrawal?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And then for the next 20 minutes, he kept on asking me questions one after another, and I kept on answering. After 20 minutes, he stopped. That was my opportunity. I said, "Okay, you have asked enough. Now let me please ask a couple of questions." And I said, "How do you get my phone number? How do you know me? Why are you asking these questions?" And he said, "Okay, we received your CV from somebody and we have an opening for you in Kuwait. So would you be interested? That is the reason we are asking these questions." I said, "Okay, let me think about it. I don't have a ready-made answer for that." And finally, I accepted their job offer, and that's how I landed up in Kuwait. A year and a half into Kuwait, and I got an offer from KPMG in Bahrain, and I came to KPMG. I joined KPMG in Bahrain. While in Bahrain, a series of accidents happened, some pleasant, some not so pleasant. I got married. That was the first and the biggest accident. A few years later, we had a kid. And then in 2014, I decided to leave KPMG and go back to India to join my parents. I was there for about a year and a half when again another accident happened. Somebody from Bahrain called me, whom I had interacted earlier with, and saying, "Why don't you join us as head of advisory in our company?" I decided to accept that offer, and then again, after a gap of a year and a half, I was back in Bahrain again. as head of advisory Grant Thornton. I spent around 4 years as head of advisory at Grant Thornton. Was very happy with my job, and that is where I decided that it's about time. With 20 years of experience, I wanted to start my own business, and that is how. And then I started looking for partners. I found 2 partners which would complete the bouquet of services, and then we launched our advisory firm with the name of Simplify Advisory in Bahrain. We had the inauguration in January 2020. We started approaching clients, and in a month's time, COVID launched itself. COVID had its own inauguration, and everything came to a standstill. I was working on 4 projects at that time. One was almost at the end of completion, and all the rest of the 3 projects got stalled. And there was no new projects for the next 3 to 4 months. This is what you call adversity. And what do you do then? Fortitude. You keep trying, you keep knocking doors, you keep trying, and that is how after 4 months we landed up with other projects. In the second half of 2020, we did 18 projects. This would not have been possible without continuous efforts, with persevering in the time when there was like no hopes left, and here we are doing extremely well in 2020, finished 2020 well, and 2021 has been a good beginning. As I continue my professional journey, I realize that if I have to grow from here, there is no other option for me but to be not a good but a great public speaker. And this is the reason why I decided finally to enroll myself when Mr. Salim Sufi approached. I got that email from Mr. Sufi that he's starting a Toastmasters Club. I said, what a great opportunity. I think this is something I should grab up and I should join. Fear will not go unless and until I try to kind of take it in a stroll, take it in my stride, and try and present myself and put myself in front of public and speak. So here, this is ultimately how I ended up joining MECA Toastmasters KSA, and so far I'm extremely happy with whatever experiences I have had in the past 3 months or so, and I'm already very excited, enthusiastic, and willing to learn and see how it goes. Rome was not built in a day. What a great day. My public speaking skills are not going to improve, I'm aware, in a day or 2 or in a few months or with a few speeches. I will need to make multiple speeches, multiple audiences, different settings, some comfortable, some not comfortable, different topics. I may be comfortable with some topics, I may not be comfortable with some topics, but I have to basically within me, I know that I will have to keep trying till I am able to lose my fear of public speaking in different settings with different people on different topics. So they say a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. This is my first step. This is that single step which I have taken today, and I hope, and with fortitude, I will keep trying, continue doing more of these speeches, prepared speeches, table topics. I would like to take on additional roles as we go forward in terms of whether they are a role of a grammarian or it's a role of a R counter, or is it a role of an evaluator going forward. This is how I believe I will be able to overcome my fear of public speaking. I am extremely thankful to all of you for a patience hearing. I am thankful to Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmaster SR Sridhar, for continuously motivating me, pushing me. He kept calling me saying, Sanath, where are you? When are you giving your icebreaker? When are you giving my icebreaker? I kept postponing it, but today I decided today is the day. I don't want to postpone it any further, and I want to give this speech today. And I'm happy that I took up that challenge, and I hope that I have been able to deliver a decent enough, if not an excellent icebreaker speech. So, as they say, as somebody has said, nothing in the world is worth having or worth doing unless it means effort, pain, difficulty. I have never in my life envied a human being who led an easy life. I have envied great many people who led difficult lives and led them well. So said Theodore Roosevelt, the President of the United States of America. And I think he's very apt and he's put it very nicely. It is not, if it were not difficult, if this public speaking were not difficult, then it wouldn't mean anything. Because it is difficult and because of the pain or the difficulty or the effort involved, that we are all together here trying to hone up our public speaking skills. And this is the reason why I decided to join the Toastmasters Club in the first place. So they say I can't change the direction of the wind, but I can adjust my sails to reach I'm getting a call. Hello? Hello? Because the timer is not moving, I don't know. Okay. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters. I will end my speech with that. Thank you. I think the timer was not showing at my end. It is still showing white.
Very much, Toastmaster Sanath Agarwal. From the beginning, the timer has been spotlighted. Were you able to see the green, yellow, and red screens moving?
No, it is there white itself. The screen is still white as we speak. And that is why I was in fact I completed my speech long back, but I was just waiting for it to become green to end. But it is
did
still,
you see
as we speak also, it is showing white.
You just like,
are you able to see it green now?
no.
No, it is still white. As even now it is white.
How about the other members? Can you all see it become green?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
I think my video has frozen. I think it probably is not moving. In fact, all of you are frozen. I cannot see any movement from any
So that's the problem.
member. So in fact, I was thinking why it is not ending. Why the 4 minutes are so long? But I thought maybe it is my fear, that is why it is so happening. So
moving to the
because
next
I actually ended my speech long back, but
thank you very much, Toastmaster Sanath Agarwal, for that brilliant speech. Let's now move on to our second speaker. I would appreciate if our first speaker is able to get the the video issue rectified in the meantime. So we will now move on to the second speaker. Our second speaker today is going to deliver his level 1 third project from Dynamic Leadership Path, which is about researching and presenting. Before I call upon the speaker, let me ask the evaluator, yet another enthusiastic and exuberant leader, Toastmaster Sunny Kuruvilla, to give out the evaluation criteria. Toastmaster Sunny.
Thank you, facilitator. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, and excellent greetings to you all. The speaker is going to deliver his L1P3 project from Path Dynamic Leadership. This project on researching and presenting. Time of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. 5 minutes green, 6 minutes yellow, and 7 minutes red. The speaker will be having 30 seconds grace period to wrap up his speech after red signal. The title of the speech is FinTech. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sunny, for explaining to us the speech objectives. Our second speaker today is working as a finance manager in a local food manufacturing company, and he is a member of ACCA and CIA. He has been residing in Saudi Arabia for the last 36 years, and he believes that he could improve his leadership and communication skills as a Toastmaster. Let us welcome Toastmaster Mudassir Farooq to deliver his L1P3 project, speech title, FinTech. Toastmaster Mudassir, the screen is yours.
Sorry, is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And are you able to see your video and the timer's video?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar. Fellow Toastmasters, respected guests, distinguished Toastmasters, and Mr. President, good morning to all of you. English philosopher John Locke said, "Fortitude is the guide and support of other virtues." Change is the only constant in life. And if we are to progress, we need to change with the requirements of time. A similar change is engulfing us nowadays, with or without our knowledge. You must have discussed this with your peers, with your colleagues, with your friends. If not about the word itself, you must have discussed about its application somewhere in your groups. This is called FinTech. I'll be presenting today. The agenda will be that I'll be first defining what FinTech is. Then I will give you one example of FinTech. Then we will go to the hot topic of cryptocurrency. I'll briefly touch upon blockchain, and then I will describe how a blockchain actually works. What is FinTech? A question we might have asked ourselves. Well, FinTech is a word itself is combination of two words, finance and technology. And it's commonly referred to as financial technology. In short, it's called FinTech. FinTech is used to describe the new technology that seeks to improve and automate the delivery and use of financial services. In the beginning, FinTech was only used for companies as a back-end system for high-end financial institutes. However, as FinTech established itself, it is now more consumer-oriented, more service-oriented. So FinTech is currently now being utilized to help companies and business owners and consumers to manage their finances, operations, the finance processes, and the lives of those people who are using these technologies to improve themselves. And the process of how FinTech is being used is that you have a specialized software which runs on algorithms, and these are used on our systems, and now more increasingly on the smartphones which we are using. FinTech includes different sectors. It's not only, you can say, limited to the finance itself. It's used in different sectors like education, retail banking, fundraising, non-profit organizations, investment management, just a few things that I can name them right now. One of the things which FinTech is mostly famous for, or you can see, is the main headline grabber. It's the cryptocurrency concept, which includes Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin. So Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are a product of FinTech. If I take you to the next slide, one of the basic uses of FinTech, and the example that I've selected here, is the banking industry. Mobile banking is a large part of the FinTech industry. In the world of personal finance, consumers have increasingly demanded easy digital access to their bank accounts, especially on mobile devices. You must have noticed that in the past few years, the use of banking on your smartphone has become very easy. Transactions which were taking hours or days are now done in just mere pressing of a few clicks, buttons, without any requirement to physically go to the bank or to physically meet anyone. Your payments, lending, investment, and savings are all done through your mobile applications that you have on your mobiles right now. This is just one example of how FinTech has made it easy for us, or has made our life easy. Now I will go to another use of FinTech, which was the development of cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency, the word is derived from the encryption techniques which are used to secure the network. So the word crypto is for the word, it came from the word encryption itself. So cryptocurrency, if you can just literal meaning, would be a currency which has been encrypted in the digital world. A cryptocurrency is a form of a digital asset based on a network that is distributed across large number of computers. This decentralized structure allows them to exist outside the control of government and centralized authorities. This is why cryptocurrency has gained so much relevance, that it cannot be controlled by some centralized body or by one person. It has to be controlled by a network, by the people who own these currencies. Cryptocurrencies face criticism for use in illegal activities, exchange rate volatilities, and the huge carbon footprint which is required to produce them. It is said that the energy consumption for mining cryptocurrency is more than the energy consumption of some of the small countries. Benefits definitely include portability, divisibility, inflation resistance, and record keeping. Blockchains are the methods on, are the essential components of the cryptocurrencies. And many experts believe that blockchains and the related technologies will disrupt many industries, including finance and law. Currently, the best alternative to record keeping is considered as blockchain because it is very difficult to perpetrate fraud or to make changes. And why is it so? I will explain it to you via this example, how a blockchain works. So a transaction is requested by a user. This transaction or this request is represented in the form of a block. The block is then sent to all the participants in the network. These are called nodes. All the nodes required to validate the transaction. And once the nodes are verified, the reward is given in the form of a cryptocurrency. Then this block is added to the blockchain and it's updated across all the networks in the system, and the transaction has been completed. So if you can see that it's almost impossible to perpetrate a fraud in a blockchain technology at the moment. At the end, I would like to say it is evident that change occurs without our consent. Therefore, to remain relevant as professionals in the future, We need to fortitude change and build up our skills, which are becoming relevant in our fields. As finance professionals, we need to make sure that we consider the technology and how it will affect us and shape us in the future. We need to make sure that we are riding the wave rather than being washed away with it. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mudassir Farooq, for that really enlightening speech of yours about fintech. Now, let us move on to the next session. But before that, let me check with the timer. Toastmaster Mohammed Noman, could you please confirm if speakers are qualified, both speakers?
No, both speakers took more than the allocated time.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Since both speakers took more than the allotted time, we will not be having any voting. And let us now move on to the next session, which is the impromptu speaking session. For the benefit of time, I will reserve my comments, which I've prepared as the TMOD for the later part of the meeting. But let us now move straight ahead to the table topic session, which will be helmed by yet another energetic and young and exuberant Toastmaster. He works as a training manager in Dunkin' Donuts, KSA, and he is also a member of Taj Toastmasters Club, recently joined, but has been performing with great strides, and is also part of the current XCOM team of the current program year in Diplomatic Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Muhammad Shakir is our table topics master. Please give a big round of applause to welcome him on the screen. Toastmaster Muhammad Shakir, I hand over control to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for that elevating introduction. A warm good morning to all of you. As you know, table topics, it's an impromptu speaking. It is you to speak at least 1 minute on any topic that the table topic master provides. At 1 minute, the timer will show a green. At 1 minute 30 seconds, it will be yellow. And by 2 minutes, it will be red. You will get additional 30 seconds to wrap up your speech. Let's move on to the topic straightly. I would like to give you the topic, then I will call the speaker. So everyone will carefully listen the topic. So the first topic here. What is your last biggest achievement? I will repeat again. What is your last biggest achievement? Let me call Hidayatullah. Toastmaster Hidayatullah, are you there?
Yes, thank you. I'm there.
The stage is.
Can I start?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmasters, for this opportunity. The biggest achievement for me as of date is the closing of the biggest project financing in Saudi Arabia, which happened 2 years back, in which the project was about $10 billion, and it required multiple banks participations, in which we had, as Al Raji Bank, where I was working then, we took a lead role in syndicating and coordinating with various banks. So it was a huge task for us, because we had invited international, regional, and local banks to participate in the transactions, and it required a huge documentation which we developed and which we reviewed, and also which we required to take our Sharia approval on that documentation. And it was given that it was a huge transactions, it attracted large traction around the world for being the one of the major financing in Saudi Arabia. So at the end of the day, when we reached, financial close, it was, giving, big attention to us, because some of the banks were not able to get their credit approvals in time, and we have to push the banks. We have to help them, handhold them in getting their credit approvals and all the stuff. And finally, we were able to reach the deadline in financial closing, and that was very much appreciated by the Saudi Aramco board as well as the government of Saudi Arabia, and that stands as the biggest achievement for me till date. Thank you very much. That's it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hidayatullah, for that wonderful speech. You explained it clearly. What is your last achievement? Let's move on to the second topic. Our second topic today, focusing on your habits is more important than worrying about the outcome. I will repeat again. Focusing on your habits is more important than worrying about your outcome. Let me call Toastmaster Anand Pillai. Toastmaster Anand Pillai.
Thank you. Of course, focusing on the habit is more important than worrying on the output. So there is a great saying in one of the religious books. It says that do not wait for the fruits. I mean, do not just wait for the fruits to get you, but you work on the things that you are doing. It just means that if you're always looking at the benefits, the output of what we are going to get, then we won't be able to give our full effort on what we are doing currently. And of course, when we say focusing on the habits, so we should have a good set of habits. This good set of habits in personal and professional life, these habits, once it is constantly practiced, then it can lead to the success. So anything it is not constant. If I can give a life example of famous cricket player Sachin Tendulkar, he used to say in his speeches that even after his retirement, he's waking up early morning 5 o'clock and he's going to the ground for playing. There is no reason for him to do it, but he was saying that he was doing it for all his years. I mean, ever since he has started his career, he was doing it. So it has become a habit for him. So he started on that habit. I mean, it's not, the habit must be something that is capable of fetching us something. So we can have any habits. I mean, let's say that somebody is waking up early morning and going for a walk. So this walk every day morning is give us some benefits. So let's say somebody is just waking up in the morning and just watching TV, and it is making it as a habit. I mean, if this is just an entertainment, it may not fetch us any benefits. I mean, to some extent, for people like us, who is looking for achievements. So if I say focusing on the habits, a good set of habits is really more important than looking at the output. Output can be even better than what we have envisaged. So we should have that fortitude. This constant practicing of habits, this good set of habits, gives us that fortitude to challenge anything that comes across our way. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand Pillai. Yes, as you said, we need a lot of fortitude. You said, no worries about the outcome. Just give your best. Thank you for that. Let's move on to our third topic. Here it is. How many years you took to reach your current position? How many years you took to reach your current position. Let me call Toastmaster Sanant Agarwal. Toastmaster Sanant Agarwal.
Hi, good morning. Thank you, Toastmaster Shakir, Mohammed Shakir. How many years I took to reach my current position? Very interesting question. And should I answer that is my age, or should I answer that is my uh, time which I took from my first job, or should it be when I started my schooling? There can be different answers to this, but I would say ultimately
Excuse me, sorry,
you
Sanat.
have
Can you
reached.
check my screen timer? You can see the screen green.
No, I can see it white.
No, it's green or no? No.
No, it is not green. It is white for
Okay,
me.
so after 1 minute, I will just set green. I will just say the words. It's okay for you?
It's already red now.
Yeah, it's red now.
No.
No, it's green. It's okay?
Okay, now it is green for me.
Yeah, okay, I will just change after the display time. Okay, you can start now. Thank you.
Thank you, Tan.
I will start from the beginning. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Mohammed Sakir, for that interesting table topic. As I was mentioning, what is the time or the number of years I have took to reach my current position? Should it be the number of years from when I was born? Should it be the number of years when I started my education? Or should it be the number of years from when I started my first job? So really there can be multiple answers to this question. But I would say every second that you live in life, you learn something. Even when you from the moment you are born, every day, every second, every moment you are learning, and whatever you are today is the culmination of that entire journey. So I would say yes, it has taken me a little over 40 years to reach my current position. If that is an answer, that is the timer still white for, is it okay, Mr. Noman? Okay,
It's white,
okay,
yeah.
because it's still white for me.
Okay, continue.
Okay, so yeah, from it has taken almost, let's say, a little over 4 decades to reach where I am today. And
It's green. Yeah.
I think that is the answer to your question, and I will close on that. Thank you, Toastmaster Mohammed Sakir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanat Agarwal. We understood there is some problem with the time. No issue. You just give your best shot. You explain clearly about the answer.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's move on to our next topic. The topic is be patient. Major achievements take time. Do you agree? I'll repeat the question once again. Be patient. Major achievements take time. Do you agree? Let me call upon Toastmaster Mudassir. Toastmaster Mudassir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Muhammad Shakir. Like the theme of the day is Rome was not built in a day. So yes, achievements do take time. And I'll try to explain this from a personal experience that I've had. I have 3 boys, and the elder one is 12 years old. So yes, it has taken me 12 years to understand that this baby, which 12 years before was not able to even move, is now doing things which I was not even expecting of him. And this is just because it's in human nature that in order to achieve something great, you need to work for it. You need to move towards it. So small baby steps can lead to huge achievements later on. Neil Armstrong, when he landed on the moon, he said, "This is one small step and a huge leap for mankind." So in every life, and even if you read your project management theories, they clearly state that in order to achieve something big, a big project, you need to break it down into small achievable targets. And the reason you do this is because whenever you achieve a small thing, it makes you motivated, it makes you go into that state that where you want to keep on proceeding and you want to achieve the ultimate target that you have set for yourself. Thank you, and back to you, TM Mohammed Shah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mudassir, to explain very well the topic. Yes, motivation and proper time control will definitely able to achieve bigger goals. Let me ask the Toastmaster of the day if we have one more question.
Yeah, we can go for one more speaker, please. The last.
Thank you. So here it's the last question. Let's move on to the question. Better late than never. Better late than never. Can I call Toastmaster? Is it okay if I will call our timer? If somebody can.
I can act as the timer in the meanwhile.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. So, Toastmaster Mohammed Noman, the question is better late than never. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster.
Noman, just hold on for a while, please.
Okay, yeah. Let me just change.
You can start now.
The table topic assigned to me today is better late than never. We can just see this line, different mention on the road or highways, that better late than never. It means that it's very much better for us if we just go and achieve something after some time instead of going of the in short span of time, and it will be maybe fatal for us or maybe more dangerous and more dangerous for us. So I just take example of the, you can just say if we're just going from one city, from for example from Riyadh to Jeddah, so if we just go at a one speed of 200 or 220, so maybe we see some accident or some other injury. So it's more be better if we just take appropriate time and within the limit, and then we can reach at that time. It maybe take some more time, but at least we will reach our destination safe and healthy. So in the same way, if we just take our achievements in the, you can just say either qualification, either you can just say it also job also, sometimes we are just trying to struggle for some achieving some goals. For example, like the qualification or just getting our dream job, it maybe take more time to reach us. So we have two options. Either we just focus on the, you can just set outcomes and just put our efforts to achieve that one. This is the first way. Or otherwise we just curse our time or just worry or just, you can just say, getting affected our health. And in that way, in second option, we cannot able to get the dream job or the desired designation or desired target, whatever objective we have, but we will just end with the, our health in a more disappropriate way. So otherwise, if we just think positively and just trying and focus our things on the positive attitude and just be in the limit, and we can able to achieve that one. So I think instead of, you can just say, do things in a hurry way and just try to get the everything in a, you can just say in second or in a minute. So you just take an appropriate time and be patient and just, like our word of the day is fortitude. So we just focus on that one and just achieve by things in the same appropriate way. So instead of going too far, just go smoothly and just achieve our targets. Over to you, table topic master. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohammed Noman. You explained the question and answered it very well. Just focus on the outcome. So here we came at the end of the table topic section. Can I ask the timer whether all the table topic speakers are qualified?
Yes, I checked my time. Yeah, it's all qualified. For me, I have to check with Dr. Sundar.
Thank you, timer.
Toastmaster Mohammed Nauman is also qualified.
Thank you. So, vote master, please note that. So this is basically the table topic section. It will improve our thinking, listening, organizing, and speaking skills. Like what the Toastmaster of the day said, fortitude is required to ensure competitive strength, and all the leaders like us we have that. By this, I would like to end my session. I really enjoyed as a table topic master today, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Table Topic Master Muhammad Shaki, for that interesting session. Please give me a moment as I am sharing you the link for the voting for the best table topic speaker. The link is there now in your chat box. Kindly vote for the best table topic speaker. And as the voting goes on, let us now move on to the next session. But before the next session, I had promised to you all that I would be adding a few more tips on how we are going to build our Rome, our achievements and accomplishments step by step and not just at one go. So there is something called as a 25-5 principle. So in life, if you want to do certain things, something similar to what I had mentioned to you earlier, this is called as the first things first. So another way of putting it across emotional intelligence way is to add up all that you want to do. So when you are doing these so many things, it becomes humongous. Imagine you are having a bucket list or a to-do list of around 25 to 30 items every day when you begin your day. Probably that itself could be a contributor to pull you down and ask you to procrastinate further. So how can you avoid that? So what emotional intelligence specialists say is, like, if you have a huge list, forget about everything below. Just take the top 5 or top 3. Probably you could think of a number that your mind chooses for you. You could select those top 3 and focus on those 3 alone for the first part of the day. So as you get rid of those 3, then you move on to the next 3 or next 5 and things like that. So this is something called as a 25-5 principle. So basically what it means is, like, if you have a huge list of 25 items to do in your to-do list, select probably the top 5, 20%. Just take bit by bit. So when you are able to do that, you will slowly get over things and you will be on track to find what you want to achieve at the end of the day. Having said that, let us now move on to the next session, which is the most interesting, rather the important session of our meeting, which is the evaluation session. And to conduct this session, we have a very good, talented and distinguished Toastmaster. He was a gentleman who delivered the target education session about evaluation today, and he will be our general evaluator too. Please help me welcome distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar to conduct the general evaluation session. DTM Sridhar, this screen is yours.
Thank you, Master of the Day. Evaluation, as I said, the feedback is a breakfast of champions. So now I will be evaluated. I will be conducting the session in such a way that first we'll be evaluating the speakers, then we have the meeting leader's role, and then I will give my general evaluation for the whole meeting as a whole. First, let me call upon the evaluator of the icebreaker, Mr. Toastmaster Anand Pillai, to evaluate Sanat Agrawal. Mr. Anand Pillai.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. My speaker, Sanat Agrawal, I would say he excelled. The point here is that his purpose is to introduce himself to the club and to learn basic structure of public speaking. He started with a nice quote, where there is a will, there is a way. And he told us the story, the life story. And if we say our theme of the day, the Rome was not built in one day. So if we look at his story from where he started, and he faced all the challenges with his fortitude, and where he is right now, he elaborated it very clearly. It was, the vocal clarity was amazing. It was excellent. And He was also using the gestures good enough. Then I would say that he has taken us in a boat of his life. I mean, he will explain how he faced his first attempt when he was in grade 11, when he was first attempting a stage, how he felt. And also what I have noticed today's meeting, that when he started speaking, he was slightly nervous, but on the go within 30 to 40 seconds of time, he became a comfort. He came to a comfort zone where he can actually start naturally. And I feel that he is speaking naturally. I mean, it's not that he wanted to speak something and then he's trying to figure out what he's going to speak, but he's naturally speaking with very good clarity and using good gestures. So overall, it was a nice session, and he achieved his purpose of this project. And a few things I would like to add on to his speech, as every speaker after his speech would be looking for some good evaluations so that they can improve in their next speeches. One of the things was that perhaps when he is using his device, the laptop or the mobile device, maybe he can keep it straight away. You know, I feel looking like he is looking downwards us, and then he's standing on the top. Then the eye contact was not that much. I mean, we are not able to see his eyes properly. So if he can keep his device straight to him, so that he will be addressing the people straight instead of looking downwards and seeing us. So that would be a better thing that he can look for the next thing. And also perhaps you can use your hands. I mean, I have seen, yes, you have been using your gestures, but however, most of the time I can see that the hands are like this. You can freely use your hands whenever you are talking. You can freely use your hands like this. So these hand movements you can improve a bit and improve your eye contacts. And also try to, and your poses are very good. I mean, between the sentences you are posing it. A bit of formatting is slightly required that you can develop. Enjoyed the speech. It was nice, and he met the purpose of the speech. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Arun Pillai, for your debutant as a very good debut as a evaluator. Our next evaluator is a person who completely, every cell of his is filled with fortitude. He is a past Area 6 director and his achievements so much, and he's a role model. Please help me welcome Sunny Kuruvilla to evaluate the L1P3 project of Mudassir Farooq.
Thank you, Chief Facilitator, for that elating introduction. Be ready for change. Prepare our fortitude to face the challenges approaching us. That was the theme of his speech. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, and ebullient greetings to you all. This speaker gave a nice introduction of the change which is approaching or we are in at present. He also explained the purpose or the requirement of understanding and coping ourselves with such things. After explaining the changes, making our mind to listen his presentation, is very smartly took us to this specific area, which is fintech. Then he explained or he clarified that he is going to tackle this presentation in three basic segments. First one is he will explain what is fintech, and second one is how we can use it, and third one, how to prepare ourselves It was a good background for us to understand. He explained what is index and how it is going to help us or create difficulty for us if we don't be for practicing our fortitude in our daily life. He explained cryptocurrency in a detailed way, and finally, how it is going to help us, this fintech, in making payments, lending, investments, and savings, and how bank is going to be focusing on this type of issue on a late. And also he guide us how to shape us, how to prepare ourselves to face this challenge. It was a wonderful presentation. I really liked it and hope you all. Coming to the suggestions or some improvements, I have few. First one is the first word the speaker or first few words that is going to have a huge impact. So instead of starting with, am I audible? We can change this thing. No, if we are not audible, our speakers will tell. Find the first sentence itself, give the message, what you are to go. Then I have seen in many other places also, people start with the slides. In my opinion, it is not a good thing. Start the speech, create the background, then say that I am going to present it. And in presentation, the small letters were there. In fact, it should be bullet point or something like that, and not more than 6 or 5 lines. And again, stand and deliver your speech. Don't sit so that you are confined to your chair. Overall, it was a great speech. I really enjoyed, and it was added value to me. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Sunny, for a very good evaluation. Now, to evaluate the table topics, we have a gentleman who is the fastest growing Toastmasters in our fraternity. He is a role model for new members. In the span of 7 to 8 months, he is able to do any role, anywhere. And he's a service leader who is called upon to serve anytime, a 24/7 Toastmaster. He is a VP education of 2 clubs, a member of Taj Club, a VP education of Grand Professional, VP education of Mobility. And mind you, in any district contest, anything happens, he is called upon. That sort of craving he has got to improve himself. Please help me welcome Hassan Hussain to be the table topics evaluator.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for so kind and so generous introduction. I'm really, really humbled. Fellow Toastmasters, good morning to all of you. It was a great table topic session. I congratulate all the speakers and all the participants, and as well as the table topic master who bring in so many interesting questions. Let me get into the table topic evaluation. The first speech that was given by Toastmaster Muhammad Hidayatullah. He talked about the topic that was given to him for the biggest achievement of him, and he well explained about the project completion, adding his personal story, how he was working in Al Raji company and leading the team, and that helped him to achieve his goal. He explained about all his effort, what he did during that project. And the good thing was, while he was speaking, he was seen very confident. His eye contact were very visible, and he ended with a call of action, or concluded his speech with a call of action. Something I would like to suggest for his speech that could make it better is he could add some vocal variety into that speech. And I suggest if he stand and speak, it would bring him opportunity to use more gestures and body language. So next time when you deliver a speech, please try to stand and speak. That will make you better. The next speaker, Toastmaster Anand Pillai, when he was given topic, he directly agreed with the topic given to him, agreed with the statement, and he started with the quote that do not wait for the fruit, but work on whatever you are doing. He explained the topic very well and concluded it by giving so many examples, and he also concluded by the call of action that do not wait for the fruit, just keep doing whatever you're doing. He was very confident while speaking. He was using some hand gestures. Something I noticed that his eye contact was not focused on the camera all the time, so it was a little bit distracting from the audience. Next time you can work on some adjustment of the camera, but all visible. I again recommend you if you stand and speak, that will give you more opportunity to utilize the stage, and we can see your body gesture as well. And try to add some personal story into the speech that will attract and engage the audience more to your speech. Moving on to the next speaker, Toastmaster Sanat Agarwal, how many years it took him to reach his current position, and he took the topic very confidently. He started off with putting the question back towards the audience, or especially towards the table topic master itself, that from where shall I calculate? Shall I calculate from the day of my birth or my career or my education life? Where should I calculate the days where I reach today? So it was very well audience engaging. It attracted all the audience that we were about to listen from you. You explained the topic very well. You explained about your lifetime, your journeys, and as well as you answered the topic very confidently with a nice audience engagement. Again, I would like to suggest to you as well, if you stand and speak and try to add some humor to your speech, that will engage the audience more. And I noticed that you speak till the green light was there. You have more chances to speak for more time. Try to utilize the maximum time given for. For the next speaker, Toastmaster Mudassir, he has a great start. He connected it with his personal story about his child of 12 years that connected all of us to his speech. And he connected his speech with the theme of today's meeting, that Rome was not built in a day. So that was, again, a great interesting, and it was the good part of his speech. He was very confident while speaking. He ended up his speech with a conclusion and call of action. I would suggest him try to add some humor in between. It will engage all of the audience towards your speech more. Our final speaker, Toastmaster Norman, when he was asked about better late than never, he has explained the topic very well, not to hurry, but get the result, focus on the outcome. He was speaking, standing and using some hand gesture. He ended with a call of action, but try to add some stage movement. You are standing in one position while speaking, so use some stage movement as well as some facial expression that could make your speech well. With this, I conclude. Over to the General Secretary.
Thank you, Mohammed Hassan Hussain, for your elaborate evaluation. Timer, can you tell us whether all people are qualified?
Yes, all are qualified. Yeah.
Qualified? Yeah. Okay. Kindly vote for the best evaluator. Now, I would call upon our meeting leaders, without whom the meeting will not be conducted. First meeting leader I would like to call upon is our R counter. Toastmaster Hidayatullah, can you give your report, please?
Yes, thank you, DTM Sridhar. The first speech by Toastmaster Sanat Agrawal, he did about 13 repetitions, and he used about another 13 of the other filler words. Toastmaster Mudassir Farooq, he used one repetition and about 5 filler words. Coming to table topics, Toastmaster Anand Pillai, he did 2 filler words. Toastmaster Sanat Agarwal, he did 4 repetitions and 2 filler words. Toastmaster Mudassir, he did 2 filler words. Toastmaster Noman, he did 1 filler word. And about me, I think somebody else would have evaluated my speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hidayatullah. So now we'll go to the grammarian. Anand Pillai.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Throughout the meeting, I didn't find any improper usage of languages, and a few of the quotations or sayings that I have found where there is a will, there is a way, and success is not a destination but a journey. Then the journey of 1,000 miles start with a single step. These are the few greatest sayings that we have seen across the meetings. However, I would like to emphasize on certain things that might all of us, I mean, all the speakers wanted to concentrate on. That we need to put a bit of effort in sentence constructions, like the usage of proper usage of grammar. So many places we have seen that it was not the usage of grammar was not appropriate. I mean, I'm not mentioning anybody in person, but we can definitely go back to the recordings of the videos and see that where are the places the speaker himself can conduct an evaluation and see that where are the places he has used the sentence. I mean, he can improve the sentence constructions. Overall, the speeches were excellent, good sayings, a lot of even the theme of the day, the Rome was not built on one day. So all of them were very much appropriate to the theme. And yeah, well, it was a good session. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Anand Pillai. Now our word master, Mr. Norman, could you give your report, please?
Hello. Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Sorry, I cannot take the words by persons. I think Mr. Anand Pillai will take that one. It's a confusion. Hello, hello. Sorry, hello. Yeah. I'm audible? Hello.
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah. Sorry, I cannot take the words count by speaker because I thought grammarian will also take the words and I just explain the words. I'm not able to take.
No, how many times the word was used? Fortitude. That you have to say. How many times the word was used by each person, each Toastmaster?
Let me conclude that no, I'm not able to make that report. Sorry, because I'm not focusing on that. It's a mistake from my points. Sorry for that, but.
Okay. Yeah, that was the rule. Anyway, give the timer's report.
Yep. Yeah, sorry. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Agarwal, and other one is from Toastmasters Farouk.
Toastmaster Norman, we are not able to see your screen.
Screen or no?
So we're not able to see your screen.
We're just seeing only a black screen. I'll just stop screen sharing. You can try restarting it again.
Well, if I just.
You can try now. Try sharing.
No, it's okay.
No, it's still the same.
Okay, I just read otherwise, no problem.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm audible, yeah. Okay, he took around total time speech is 11 minutes 46 seconds, but we have a small question answer session, so we can sports.
Toastmaster Noman, we cannot hear you.
You can just read out the report.
I think some technical difficulties. So, we were not able to hear you. Would you like to try?
Just read out the report. Read out the report. How many? You can say what each speaker. How much time did he take? That will. You don't have to say anything. Everything. Each how much time did each speaker, table topic speaker, and an evaluator? How much time did he take?
I think we lost connectivity with Toastmaster Norman.
Okay. He's back. I think. Not back. Okay. Till he comes back, let us continue. My evaluation, general evaluation. The meeting started around 5 minutes late, and there were less the crowd because this was what I understand is that the half-yearly closing, June 30th, many people were stuck in the office and couldn't make it today. But next time we'll have more members. I will be personally contacting many of the people that will increase the attendance. Possibility. And our VP Education is now just relocated to Riyadh. He has some few challenges of relocation and other things, so he was not able to come today. So from next time onwards, he will come. Overall, the meeting was good. The quality of meeting was very good. I have a few suggestions for new speakers. Kindly, the new speaker, you don't have to say that I'm going to give the icebreaker. My name is this, so and so. I'm going to do this. So these are all, in world-class speaking, they say that it's called unpleasant pleasantries. You have already been introduced. You have to just go and speak. That I would say that. And then avoid telling thank you at the end of the speech. Audience has to thank you. In Toastmasters meeting, we don't say thanks. So by practice, we will hone it our skills. And I very much liked Anand Pillai's evaluation. He did, the first time he's evaluating. And also let us congratulate Mudassar Farooq being the first person to complete one level today. So all in all, it was a great meeting. And then I hand over the lectern to the Toastmaster of the day.
Point of order, General Evaluator. I think Toastmaster Norman is back. We can ask for his report.
He's back. Okay. Norman, could you give us your report? You just have to give briefly. Don't have to say in detail. On which speaker did how many minutes he spoke? Only that.
Yeah.
That much.
Agree. So where I finish, or I start from the beginning? Can you start from the beginning?
Yeah. Only
okay.
Speakers.
Okay, speakers.
Yes,
Yeah.
from the beginning, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have one education session from distinguished Toastmaster S.R. Sridhar. He took 11 minutes 46 seconds, and we have one question as a center session in the speech also. So we can just say it's within the time. And we have two prepared speeches. One is from Toastmaster Sunat Agarwal, and other is from Toastmaster Mudassar Farooq. Both speeches are well structured, but unfortunately, they are not completed and finished within the allocated time slots. Now we have 5 table topic speakers today. All are
Toastmaster Norman, please tell them the time that they took.
Time limit. Time.
Okay. Time, yeah. Toastmaster Sanat Agarwal took 14 minutes, 6 seconds. But there is some issue with them, so that they cannot see the screens. And Toastmaster Mudassar Farooq took 8 minutes. Now, if I just talk about the table topic speakers, first one is Mr. Toastmaster Hidayatullah. He took 1 minute 50 seconds. Second is Toastmaster Anand Pillai. He took 2 minutes 29 seconds. Third is Toastmaster Sanat Agarwal. He took 1 minute 25 seconds. And fourth one is Toastmaster Mudassar Farooq. He took 1 minute 29 seconds. And last one is for today meeting is Toastmaster Muhammad Numan. He took 2 minutes 8 seconds. Now, if we talk about the evaluators, first evaluator is Toastmaster Anand Pillai. He is the evaluator for the icebreaker speech for the Toastmaster Sanat Agarwal. He took 3 minutes 28 seconds. And he's qualified and within allocated time limits. The second one is Toastmaster C.A. Sani. He's the evaluator for Toastmasters Mudassar Farooq speech. He took 3 minutes 29 seconds. And last one for the table topics is Toastmasters Hassan Hussain. He took 4 minutes for his evaluations. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Master Mohammed Nauman, for that detailed report. I believe that we have some technical difficulties with several people today. And as the theme suggests for today, it is with fortitude that we overcome all of these things and we build step by step. And there is nothing to be worried about. And this is what the cornerstone of all Toastmastering is about. We all learn by doing. Let us learn by doing several things. So it's now time to vote for the best meeting leader. I'll share the link now. Kindly vote for the best meeting leader. So we had an exciting meeting today with 3 indulging sessions, the education session, 2 prepared speeches, and then an interesting table topic session, and also an uplifting evaluation session. I believe we all take home the message today that we have all embarked on our roles as speakers and leaders, and that doesn't happen in just one day. We need to strive. So that is actually a 3P quote that I always say: persevere, perspire, and then you will prevail. So just keep perspiring and persevering. Definitely, we will all prevail. At this juncture, I would like because we see a lot of members having difficulties with the role playing and how the meeting leaders' roles are done. So you are welcome to join our other club, that is Taj Toastmasters Club. We meet on Monday. So I will be sharing the link with you. So that's just an example that I would set across, that we have reached that much of a level after 20 years of being a club. So we are a baby club. We're just 7 meetings down the line. And I believe we have a long way to go. And with fortitude and perseverance, pretty sure MECA KSA is going to be one of the top clubs in District 79. With that, I conclude my session, and I enjoyed being your Toastmaster of the day. And I hand back the lectern to our presiding officer, Distinguished Toastmaster SR Sridhar. Back to you, Sridhar.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Now, before going ahead, we would like you to vote for the big 3. The big 3 is Toastmaster of the day, Dr. Sundar, Table Topics Master Mohammed Shakir, and yours truly, General Evaluator. We have a guest, eminent guest, Adil Joheman. Could you please give us your feedback, Mr. Adil?
Assalamu alaikum and good morning. I really enjoyed.
We want to see you. We want to see you.
Well,
champion.
But I have to change my clothes. Yani. I'm relaxing at home with my sleeping dress, so forgive me for that.
Okay.
Well, really, I enjoyed this meeting moment by moment. What I really was surprised about was the first icebreaker speaker. That wasn't an icebreaker speaker, even though he was taking a long time, but he could manage it in a very professional way. Congratulations for that. Second is the table topic master. I was in an executive club committee training, and I asked the people, how many of you have read the book for the club leaders? And none of them showed his hand. But what I have seen today by the table topic master is a role model for the one who knows his role. His questions were open, so anybody can answer, can speak. And the most important thing is he didn't call on me for the table topic. And this is my first time to attend the meeting, and no one called me for the table topic. And by the way, in the book, in the leadership book, it said, if you want to ask any guest, you have to coordinate with him in advance before you call on him. So thank you for that. It was a great opportunity for me to be with you. Thanks a lot.
And we want you to come again and again. He is our district champion, by the way. For new people, he was 2 times he was a district champion, 2017 and 2018. For international speech contest, and a role model Toastmaster for everyone. We are so honored by your presence, Adil Joheman.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now, vote count. Dr. Sundar, is the results ready?
Yeah. So let me share my screen. So we now have the results for today's meeting winners. We didn't have any winner for the best prepared speech session because both of the speakers did not complete it within the time. But congratulations. The best. The best evaluation. Best meeting leader. And the best of big three. Congratulations to all the winners. And back to you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Dr. Sundar. First, let us give a round of applause to Mudassar Farooq for completing his level 1 today. The first person from our club. Please give a round of applause. And right now, many people are motivated to complete their levels after I informed that he's completing. Perhaps Anand Pillai is going to give his final speech next time, and many people are planning to give. So next time we'll have a lot of, we'll have more attendance. So I will be personally taking responsibility for it. So nice meeting you all. So I adjourn the meeting today.
A point of order.